Hello, welcome back to my channel. We are going to start this video off with the giveaway winner from my last video. The giveaway winner, I'm going to put the screenshot right here. I have already replied to her comment on my YouTube, and she'll be messaging me and I'll be getting her taken care of. So I'm so sorry for the delay on that. I will be doing another giveaway, a big giveaway when I hit 1K subscribers. But I'm also going to be doing like little random giveaways throughout the time, just because I feel like, why not, right? Show a little bit acts of kindness, I guess you could say. Just random small ones. So I'll reach out to you and comment on your reply to your comment and just have you message me on Instagram just randomly throughout the rest of the year. Just because why not, you know? But I'll do a big one at 1K. So, moving along to what I'm actually doing in the video. So, I'm going to be doing a press-on set with some Waterslide decals, some colors from Daisy Dips, and I'm going to be showing y'all how to apply a single image, and then I'm going to do another full coverage decal. Also, P.S. if y'all don't have these Flexi boats from Liquid Layers, and you use dip powder, or if you just use like clear and you're like pouring your clear over, like, what are you doing with your life really if you don't have these little Flexi boats? They are just amazing. They are just perfect for doing press-ons. You can do your actual nails. I've got lots of videos using these. They are my favorite. So since the other jar is a little bit bigger, it's a 0.5 ounce jar, I just don't feel the need to pour it into a boat. Also, I've started putting a paper towel underneath my station, especially when I'm doing press-ons, just because it just keeps everything a little bit more clean. When I use gel, I don't really use it, but when I do dip powder, I've been trying to put a paper towel underneath my station. I'm going to also be using Daisy Dips dip liquids. I'm going to be using their gel liquids. They will be opening soon, so please keep an eye out for a special post that I'll make. I'll probably post it in my community tab if they do it before I'm able to get a video up. But Daisy Dips powders are so good. The liquids are really good. The gels have quickly become one of my favorites to use. So just throwing that out there. The clear is also super, super clear. So just keeping that up there for y'all. So with press-ons, I get a lot of messages for people asking me how to do press-ons, and I literally do it the same way that I do it on my nails. But I mean, I don't always want to change my nails out all the time just because there's contact dermatitis. There's just the time that it takes to do them. With the weather getting really nice, I'm spending a lot of time outside with my kids. We are on the hustle and bustle of finishing up the school year with the homeschooling. So it's just really hard for me to be able to sit down and find the time between being outside, doing yard work, taming all 4 kids and all that. It's just a lot of work. And press-ons, I can just do a nail or two and I can just get up and go if I need to, if I don't have time to do a whole set. So press-ons are really convenient for when I want to do a quick look or I want to show y'all a technique or something. So I'm really going to be doing press-ons, even if I just show y'all one nail and just do a design that I just think that y'all might find interesting. Like, I'm going to start messing around with a lot of fun beginner nail art things. So some of my videos may be really short and they may just be one nail. So I'm going to just be switching up how I do things on here, mixing it up. So it's not just going to be press-on content. It's not just going to be gel, not dip powder, just a bunch of different things. And I really hope y'all stick around and enjoy the ride. I've got it coming up. I don't know when I'm going to be posting. It's just as I get time. So I just hope that y'all stick around for my content. I love having y'all here. I love reading all the comments. I've also got some really fun ideas that I've picked up from a couple of people that I follow, like on YouTube and TikTok and stuff. I've been seeing a bunch of like really cool ideas. Now I'm going to try to give credit where it's due as I can figure out who it's from and remember who it's from. But I've seen some really cool ideas for things to do. And I'm just going to kind of make them my own, which is what I try to do with all of my designs. I don't try to copy exactly. I try to make every idea and stuff my own. So I really hope that nobody takes any kind of offense to that. I try to not copy exactly. If I do, I really try to give credit where credit is due. Even if you're not the first place I saw it, I try to at least remember where I saw it at first. But I really have a lot of fun things that I've been seeing that I really, really want to try. So stay tuned for that as the year goes on. I've got some awesome, awesome summer stuff coming up. Neons is like an addiction. So stay tuned for some fun summer stuff, some marbling. Y'all, if y'all have not checked out Dime Nails and her marble inks, you need to do it. So just throwing that out there. They're amazing. So we have got one coat done of the dip powder. Y'all can kind of see what I'm doing. I'm putting on a very thin layer. I'm dipping the nail into the powder, and then I just give it a second to all soak up. And now I'm just going to dust off the excess powder. I'm just going to dust off the stuff that's on the orange nails, the excess powder that's there, just so that I can go in with my second layer. You want to make sure that you give your liquids time to dry, like the ample time that you want them to dry. And I am leaving this in real time for y'all. That's why the video is so long. That's literally how long it took me to do a full hand on press-ons with 2 water slides all the way through. The only thing I did beforehand was pick my nail sizes, and that's it. So, I mean, it takes like a minute or two to do that and shape them. So, I mean, maybe 5 minutes I shaved off by getting my nails set ahead of time. But now we're going to go in with the second layer, and I am going to show you like the difference from doing 1 layer and doing 2 layers. I generally am a 2 dip person when it comes to doing dip powder. I don't like to do any more usually unless it's a super pale color, but you can see the coverage difference. 2 dips is perfectly opaque for this orange. Now the white works the same way, but like I'm talking like pastels or sometimes even white, like those lighter colors sometimes need a little bit extra love. Just if they're like pastel or if they're jelly, you want to just dip to your opacity. But that is another reason why you want to do your dip layers of the liquid really thin, so that you're able to do as many layers as you want without the nails getting bulky. Now, I don't like bulky nails just because that's not my thing. I like mine more flat, have an apex where needed, but I don't like them to be super thick like chiclet nails. I don't like that. That's what I used to call them when I was younger. Like little chiclets when I would have like the nails and I'd go to the salon and they'd be so thick that like you can't even do anything with them because they're so thick. But now, since I've been doing my nails at home for a couple of years, I would never ever go back to a salon. Though I am debating going back for a pedicure because my back cannot handle all of that polishing. I'm not as young as I once was. So I'll go back to the salon for a pedicure, but never will I let them do my nails. Unless I travel to a place where one of these amazing people that I follow is, then I will let them do my nails. But other than that, I'm not just going to go to a regular salon. All right. So now we've got the orange fully dipped. Now I'm going to wipe off the excess for the white, and I'm going to go ahead and get that second layer on because we're going to be putting a decal on the thumbnail and we're going to be putting a decal on this nail. I hadn't quite figured out what I wanted to do before the video. I just pulled out the dip colors and pulled out the water slides, and I was like, yep, this is what we're doing. And I literally put no thought into it before I started the video. Sometimes it just works like that. As you'll see, when I go to put the decal on this nail, I put it on one way, take it off, and put it a different way. So like I really had no idea what I wanted to do. And I mean, it turns out all right in the end. I just feel like sometimes having a plan is okay, but not having a plan, you can still just kind of roll with it. Even if I just did this part and just kind of, that's the thing about press-ons, you know. So even if I just dipped the colors and I was like, okay, I know I want these colors on the nail, but I don't know what I want to do with the decals just yet. So I could just leave the nails just like dipped, filed, shaped, buffed, activated, all that, and then just come back later after I've thought of a plan to do with the water slides. So it just gives me time to think, to do something different, to be a little bit creative. But I mean, it is what it is. You know, if you don't want to do press-ons, I'm not forcing you to. It's just sometimes I found it to be easier for me. Also, look at how easy these Flexi boats pour the powder back into the jar. This is a sample size jar. It fits a whole 0.25, but I mean, it makes the pouring back in easier. I know when I used to use like cupcake liners, I would have to make sure I squeeze it really tight, but it's got the little end, the pour spout that just pours back in very nicely to the jars, which makes it super easy to use. And then you just take a little bit of a bigger fluffy brush and then you just brush it out and all the powder is out. So, I mean, that's super easy to clean. You can wash it with dish soap if you feel so led to do so, if you use like a dark color or something, but they're really easy to clean out. So now I'm going to just go ahead and use the same fluffy brush, and I'm going to just wipe off the excess powder that is on the nails. And then I'm going to go ahead and activate the orange nails while I'm waiting on the other ones to dry a little bit. So activator is second step or third step if you're doing it on your natural nails, I guess. I don't know. I don't use prep. I just go straight in with base coat. I do my prep and then I just use like dehydrator and whatnot, but I guess that's what prep is. But use the base coat and then you activate it, which is going to harden the dip powder so that it can be not gooey and not peel off. And you just want to let the activator sit on the nails for about a minute or two, and then you'll be able to file, shape, buff, all of the things. But I did not put a clear coat on top of them because I planned on doing a gel base and a gel top coat. So while this is activating, I'm going to just talk a little bit about the gel and the buffing and all that real quick. So the orange nail did not really have to be buffed. The orange nails did not really have to be buffed because they are already smooth, but obviously the glitter is going to be a little bit more of a rough surface. So you would want to either clear cap that and buff it, or you can do what I do in this video. If you're going to want to put a decal over it and you want the decal to be flat, just put a layer of gel base down, cure it, and then wipe off the tacky layer. Or don't, if you're going to put the decal on it, because you can put the decal on the tacky layer. But if you want to file and buff it a little bit and you forgot to do clear, just throw a layer of gel base on and you can wipe off the tacky layer and give it a little bit of a buff. Some people like to use gel base and then builder gel, or I like to use rubber base as well. But if you forget to clear cap and you already activate, and you don't have any gel allergies, I would just do one of those methods just to get that flat surface. Now I did the pinky, just a little bit of edge filing and shaping. Go ahead and do all of them off camera. So they are already now set to go with doing the decals, right? So I've been loving this decal dish as well from Liquid Layers. It allows me to put multiple decals in there at the same time so that I'm not just like doing one at a time. Like, I absolutely hate having a decal dish that is so small and I can only do one at a time. It just time wasting. So the decal dish, I'm going to put the one, I finally decided what I was going to use because I was like, let's just keep going and see what happens. So I decided that I was going to use this flower one, and then I was just going to use that one by itself. But then I'm like, you know what? Let's try to put one of the teal ones on the thumb. I don't particularly like how it looked because I feel like the teal wasn't as bright and I shouldn't have done it. But I mean, you live and you learn. With it being press-ons, I could have just thrown it out and just redid another orange nail, but why not? It didn't turn out that bad. It was okay, so I just kind of left it. But that's another thing about doing press-ons. You're able to do a little bit more, I think. So even if you don't wear the press-ons, I would suggest maybe even just practicing if you're new at dip powder and filing and shaping and applications and you want to try something. Instead of using a swatch stick, I would try on a press-on that's actually your size so that you can get practice doing the art that you want. Because it gives you a little bit more freedom because you're not going to hurt yourself while doing it, and you get the practice on the nail that's your size that you're going to use. So it's just a little bit of extra practice on the actual nail size. And then if you like it, by all means, you could wear it. You could put it on. You could throw it on your nails if you like it. So I just suggest practicing on press-ons because even if you don't like it, you're just like, okay, I know what I can change when I do it on my nails, or I really like that, so I can just copy it, or try a new technique, try a new art thing, try painting something, try different things to figure out what you like best, or if you even like what you were wanting to try. So press-ons is a really good way to try new art things, even if you don't wear them. It's just a way for you to play around, get in your creative zone, get out of like a slump if you're in a slump, I found that making press-ons when I'm in a nail creativity slump is the best thing, because then if I don't like it, I can just throw it in the trash and get all my frustrations out from that mani. It didn't turn out right, versus having to wear it because I did it wrong. So now I'm stuck looking at it for a couple of days. So just some food for thought. All right, so for one of the nails, I am going to be using this Nailed It sticky base. It is from Nails in a Coffin. I have been using Maniology sticky base for so long, and when Kaylee told me that she had her own sticky base, I was like, sold. So I had to try it. I really, really like it. So now the trick with her sticky base is you have to wait for it to dry. Now that is the one thing I messed up with this one, as you'll see on the thumb. Now you're going to see it since I told you about it, but I messed up a little bit by not waiting for the sticky base to dry completely on the thumb, because I got a little bit impatient. But if you wait for it to dry, that thing is like a gripper on to the nail. So maybe if you're wanting to play around with your decal placement, maybe use gel base, cure it. I cure my gel base if I'm playing with decals for 60 seconds because I want it to be completely cured. Also, that is another reason why I wear gloves when I do my press-ons. Some people don't. Some people just go ham and just go in there and don't use any gloves. I don't want to get any contact dermatitis. I don't want to get any allergies, because I have a habit of touching my nails when I'm doing them, or I happen to switch my methods or whatever. And y'all see how dirty these gloves got in just one mani? Like, you see how much dust is on from filing and powder from doing the dip nails. And I think I even capped the edge a little too much and I got gel on the glove. Like, there are so many things that you can get on your hands and you don't even realize it until you're into doing what you're doing, and then your fingers could itch and it'll just go downhill very quickly. So I just suggest wearing gloves when you can. Here are the directions for the Nailed It sticky base. Now it says let it dry when dry. So like, it was dry-ish but not all the way dry. So my mistake for not following the directions. I just got impatient because I don't know. I just wanted to try putting it on. So I'm going to let that dry-ish while I work on the other one that is in the lamp. I have the other one, just left that one alone, let it kind of do its thing. Now it's cured, and I was going to put the sticky base on it, like wipe it off, but I was like, no, just do it with gel base. So you can apply the decal with gel base and it will stick perfectly fine. So I put it in the lamp, let it cure for 60 seconds, and then you can put your decal on top of it, press it down, and then throw it back in the lamp to get it to super stick. I throw it back in the lamp for about 30 seconds, and it will like stick the decal to the nail. Because right now it's just on the tacky surface and it's not really stuck to it, as you're about to see. I was not feeling this, how it was looking straight like this. So here's the question to see if y'all are really watching the whole video. I want to know if y'all like this flower decal straight like this, or if y'all like it when I make it diagonal. So I want to know what y'all's thoughts are. If y'all liked the straight version or if y'all like it diagonal. Comment below and let me know if you liked it straight or diagonal, and I'll know what you're talking about. I just could not figure out which way I liked it best. But the thing with the gel base is you have time to literally pick the decal up off the nail and replace it where you want it. Now, if you tried to do that with a sticky base, it is not going to work because you're going to rip that decal. But the decal is not the only one on the sheet. This sheet came with multiples of that specific design. So it's literally not the end of the world unless you are using the same decal on multiple fingers. But then you probably have to just change your game plan because that's not going to work. So there's multiple of the same design on the sheet. I ended up just being like, you know what? This is just what it's going to be. And I left it diagonal. And then once I get it flattened out, I am going to throw it in the lamp, let it stick down, and then we are going to work with the full cover. So I was just like, that works for me. So in the lamp it goes. Now we are working on the thumb. And you see, it's not quite all the way dry, but I was like down in the bottom corner, but I was like, you know what? Whatever. So I just went ahead and put the decal on. And now I'm just going to press it down, make it smooth. And I noticed that it's not right. It's not dry all the way. And I had thought about putting something on top of it, like So there are always things you can do to fix little mess ups. There really are. Like, I could have put another decal on top. I could have put a sticker right there. I could have threw on some glitter. I could have put some striping tape. I could have put some teal striping tape or some gold striping tape right there, and it would have been fine. You know, there are always things that you can do. I feel like you can never truly mess up a nail art design unless you're like painting like a portrait or an actual character picture or something like that. I feel like there's many ways to fix designs and Waterslide decals. I just don't feel like you can really mess something up so bad. I mean, it might not be what you pictured in your head, like, which is my problem. If it doesn't turn out exactly how I see it in my head, sometimes I figure it's a disaster and there's no way that I can fix it. But I have to just like breathe and let myself know that there is a way to fix it. I just have to take a second and figure it out. But right now, I am just going to melt the design with acetone on the sides. In my last video, I showed that I use acetone and a file. This one, I'm just going to use acetone and melt the edges off. Now, you don't want it to be super sopping wet. I don't know why I put my acetone on that side. Probably because I didn't want to knock it over, which is what I usually do. But I'm just dabbing the brush off on the side, dipping it in and dabbing it off on the side. And then if you want a hard, clean cut and you're ready for it to like wipe off a lot of the excess, you want to keep it a little bit more damp, like more acetone on it. But these decals melt really easy. They're really easy to use. And if you put a little bit of acetone on the decal itself, it will smooth out the wrinkles so you can't really see them. And then when you put the top coat on, you can't really see it either. But like, see, I have a habit of touching the nails regardless, and I don't want to be touching any product. I just don't. Like, even the decal excess that was on my glove, I don't want that on my skin either because it's sticky. It's like, it's still a chemical of some kind, and you just don't want to have that on your skin. So just try to wear gloves, y'all. Also with single images, you want to make sure that you are adhering them to the nail. And they stay. So I have found that if I press it really flat and then I go around the edge with a little bit of acetone, it kind of melts the decal onto the nail. So you can't see where the decal ends on the nail. Like sometimes if you don't, you'll have like a harsh line. And I don't like to see lines. I like it to look like I painted that on my nail when I do my decals. I don't like it to look like a decal. I don't like wrinkles. I don't like rips. I don't like fuzzy images. I don't like things like that. So that's just me. Also, on top of my decals, I like to use rubber base. That is a trick that I've found that works amazing on top of the decal. Now, sometimes you can have a gel base and you put it on and then you're like, why is it separating? Like, what is going on? I cannot get my gel base to not have little like holes in it where it is separating on top of the nail. Well, that's because the decal is a really smooth surface and there was water in it, so it's not quite the thickness or the stickiness that you need to cover it. So if you're having trouble on top of your decals, either do a dip base on top and clear dip powder or acrylic powder, or use this rubber base. That is my suggestion for decal problems. It also hides the wrinkles pretty well, so there is that. So I'm going to use the rubber base on the 2 decal nails just because I've found for me that works really great. I love it. Make sure you cap your edges to seal it in there really nicely. And then the rubber base is also a base coat in itself. It's just like a little bit stronger as well. So all you have to do is put a top coat on top of that when it's all finished. So make sure you're capping it and treating it like an actual base coat. So just kind of keep that in mind. And then on the other nails, they don't need the thickness. They don't need the extra-ness. So I just put a regular base coat on the other 3 nails. And then I just top coat everything and I am finished. Touching the nail again. See, I just touched the gel. If I wouldn't have had a glove on, that would have went on my skin. I don't like to do that. But, I mean, I sometimes wear like finger cots on just my thumb and my index finger on both hands. Sometimes my middle finger. But, because them gloves can get hot, y'all. So I've started putting like cuticle oil on my hands before putting them in there, or lotion and then putting my hands in. but they get sweaty in there, especially when I get nervous and I don't know what I'm doing with the nails, or I have to do them for a long time, or my kids need me and then I got to take them off. Because, y'all, I got extra small gloves. They're really tight on my hands. But anyways, this is how I do press-ons. This is the method that I use. I do a lot of press-ons that I just don't record. I do press-ons for other people as well that I just don't record. I have a few friends that have asked me to do press-ons for them, and I have kindly agreed. So I'm going to be showing them on my channel as well. They said that I could record doing them and just put them on my channel for content. I could do they have no limits. They said I could do whatever I want. So I'm going to be doing those soon as well, and they're all different lengths. Some super short nails to a little bit longer, and I'm going to be doing some super long ones. So just stay tuned for all of the fun things I've got coming on my channel. So now all I'm going to do is top coat it, and then I'm going to show y'all the final images. So thank y'all so much for sticking around. I hope y'all enjoyed the video. I hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will catch y'all on the next one.